Aloha my kako. This is Oracle of the Golden Spiral. Today we're doing a reading for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, please. Okay, I'm going to be using the Vice Versa Tarot today. And how I use this tarot is, how I work with this tarot is a little bit different. And so the cards may appear to you upside down for this set of readings. I generally try to flip them around to you, but previously I tried to do that and it just wasn't flowing as well as I would like. So we are going to be, I'm doing it a little bit different this time, so sorry about that. But what do we have for Aquarius, please? Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Aquarius. What are the messages for Aquarius? My messages have no dates, therefore when they find you, that's when the message is yours. There you are there. We're going to take one from the middle. This one. Okay. Aquarius, please. Okay, Aquarius. Recently, you have gone through a metamorphosis of sorts. And you're putting all efforts, it feels like nearly every fiber of your being, you've come to some determination, and it looks like you're putting every fiber in your being into creating something. This is something that you've determined is going to lead to your happiness, something that speaks to you, but something tangible out in the world. You're not afraid to put your blood, sweat, and tears into developing whatever it is that you are working on. I'm just getting, like, it just keeps coming out as determination. Let's see where we're going. Okay, where are we going, Aquarius? It's as if currently, well, what you have found is that you are working, it's almost as if you're working within other people's confines, or I'm getting like it's not here, sorry, but like where I can explain it precisely, which is, I know what you would like me to do, but what I'm getting is an escape from groupthink. Because in the end, how will we be seen? don't get me wrong, I think this groupthink has gotten you far, but what you're finding is that that is not what is it's not going to lead you to the sense I keep getting, which I'm trying to I don't know why I'm trying to stay away from it, but I guess I just have to get it out because it's not letting me have anything else until I do, is the sense that I'm getting is that when people look back on what you've accomplished and speak to that, how much of you is really in that. If we're developing on groupthink, if we're don't get me wrong, concern about community or concern about how the entire machine works is definitely important, but how much of that is really, where is your personal mark on it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Right? Like, there's all these cups and this is about community and all of that, but internally you're holding yours up towards the sky, the water's sloshing around in these, and it's like, yeah, all this is happening, we're putting the effort into it, but how much of that truly reflects, if we're going to create and build something with all these cups, in community, in development, in furtherance of what we will be looked at for, how much of it reflects something that is uniquely you. And the internal challenge really is to, right, there's the moon is here. As she gazes into the moon, it's like, how does this she doesn't need the blindfold, right? Like, we don't know that she has one, but she doesn't need one because she's looking at the moon and there's that unknown how do we represent ourselves authentically? How do we move forward when this isn't what we've done before, and what is missing, what also we can't see here, which clearly is representative by what is here, is perhaps that this is something new. You haven't exerted yourself in this space with that. There's an agreement of going along with the group, and maybe so far in whatever this dynamic is, you haven't exerted yourself in the manner that, let me take a look at this again real quick. Yeah, you haven't exerted yourself in the manner that you want to undertake at this moment. I think this reflects a little bit back to last week's reading that I did for you, about putting yourself into something. It seems like we're still working with that energy and that scenario, right? So the group think maybe has led to success, maybe and you've gotten applause and recognition for such matters, but what's uniquely you is really what you're grappling with internally to go ahead and move towards. Again, presenting that, right? I've talked about this in a previous reading. The cornucopia is not full, so it's that lack, but it's that what we face is the moon, what we face is the mountain, but in regards to this, but there's, you will take this step because your soul calls for it. The question perhaps for you is, how much will it matter if, how much will the success matter if it doesn't if you don't have that authentic mark on it? If there's not something that you can look to and say, having success, right? Like let's start here. Having success isn't always a fulfillment, right? Hollywood will tell you that. It's not, having that success doesn't make you fulfilled. I think you'll find that the people who are the most fulfilled have worked towards something that their soul is connected to. Okay, let's pull this back. And I'm going to do one more split. Here's your card, Aquarius. Yeah. This is you staring at you, asking you to let that light out. This is one of the most succinct readings, actually, albeit with cards that didn't present themselves in a very strange way. This is you asking you to do it, to incorporate that which, again, speaks to your soul. In the beginning, on the original split for the recent past, you figured out what that was, and you had the determination to move forward with it. And I think this is really just one of those readings that's confirming it for you, so that because what we saw in the current is how the external forces and a little bit of the backstory, we saw that. And what it was saying was that you were really engaged in something had happened that took that determination and kind of made you question yourself. And perhaps this is just here to, if you're here spending this time with me, it's just asking you to get back to that place, and that you will be successful if you move forward. This is your card. Break those rules. Do it. If you needed any encouragement whatsoever, this is not something well, first of all, it's authentic, but it's not something that is whether it's an idea or or the way you're going to go about doing something, or whatever it is that we're discussing here. This is not something that's a fly by the seat of your pants, fly by night idea. This is something that you have, right? This is when we're learning. This is that we're perfecting it. This is something that you have a lot of experience. This was gained by experience and hard work and determination. It is not throw something at the wall and see if it sticks. You know that it's tried and true. Just gonna pull one. Yeah. Aquarius, what you may not realize is that, well, first of all, like I said, this is not a fly by the seat of your pants. You have the resources, but I fear that if you do not go ahead and get back to that point in the recent past where you knew and you were determined, and if you don't put this little light of yours into it, it may not work out to everyone's benefit. There will be some type of loss. The light's just sitting there. We haven't used it, right? This is, wow, that's never happened to me. Okay, so this light's just sitting here. We haven't used it. And there will be, whether this is, if this is a project and you're trying to inject something that you hear the sirens, you need to do this. whether it's just whether your personal loss, like we had the resources, but we're not utilizing them. So take it as it resonates with you, either the entire thing in a very real way. This is, the front. So will externally, not come to fruition in the way that's anticipated, or this will just be, and I think that's probably more likely, otherwise we probably would have seen this side. But I think it wanted to show the light and to show you that fighting against whatever forces are keeping you in limbo and actually utilizing this is what is going to make this successful in the long run. Okay, Aquarius, that is what I have for you. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I hope you enjoyed your vice versa tarot reading. Mahalo.